Welcome to the School of Logistics. In this episode, we unpack a turbulent start to Q2 of 2025 for global trade and logistics. The wave of AI takes new steps in logistics industry with CMA CGM's $100 million AI partnership with Mistral AI, aiming to modernize the shipping and media workflows. And finally, the US tariff escalation that triggered a global market crash and a new front in the trade war with China. This month has raised urgent questions about resilience, automation, and the future of global supply chain. Also, our team has been very active on the global stage, with Michiel and Rohit joining and attending Fresh Produce India, while Tess, Pauline, and me were exhibiting at Supernova in Belgium. Stay tuned for a super interesting podcast episode from the School of Logistics with me, Michiel Gabriels, Dogflow's co-founder Pauline van Ostaaien, and Tess van Aken. Tess, Pauline, welcome. How are you?
All good. I think I'm ready for summer.
Yeah.
Got my t-shirt on. So yeah, I believe in summer, manifesting.
Of course. So, you have attended Supernova in 2025. What made it stand out to you this year? What was the coolest thing about it?
Yeah, Supernova felt like a whirlwind of innovation and energy. From the moment you walk in, you're greeted by forward-thinking tech showcases, deep dive talks, and founders and VCs buzzing around every corner. This year especially felt bigger and bolder,
Yeah.
with richer conversation and tangible momentum that's for what the future holds, especially in logistics and industries.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was a dedicated space for logistics and industry as well. Yeah, it was great to connect with everyone again. And the energy and the vibe was definitely very inspiring. And I think that's what we really need in Belgium and in the Flanders tech scene as well.
Yes, definitely. The scene really has to grow. You mentioned logistics and industry zone. We had a booth there. How did that go for us?
Yeah, it was very nice. We met a ton of curious attendees, fellow founders, investors, and even potential customers. We're keen to learn about Dogflow and how we are transforming logistics.
And we had a great location as well.
Yeah, indeed. It was really perfect because there were some tables in the middle. We were at the outside at the bar.
Yeah,
I
that
think, especially in the logistics industry, that's a good thing to have.
Yes, definitely. Luckily, we were there. So, Pauline, you also pitched on the startup stage during the iMac iStart Investor Day. What was the experience like?
It was a really, it was a really fun experience overall. It was very well organized as well, and yeah, we got great support from iMac iStart, who prepared us with a workshop a month beforehand already. So we really tweaked our pitch. I think the Dogflow pitch before that we always did, I probably done that, I don't know, at least 50, maybe even 100 times, like our standard pitch, let's say. But that was really more an early stage pitch. We've reworked it to include a customer case as well. So it's really a really much better pitch now. And I think it very clearly showcases the impact that we have as Dogflow and what we do for our customers. So it was really fun to rework that. So it was the first time for me presenting the new pitch, let's say. And yeah, it was very, very well organized, super smoothly run, sticking to a tight schedule, very good production, and some great attendees. I did compete for a time slot with Mark Koeken, which I thought was not fair.
No, that's a tough competitor.
Yeah, exactly. But I've seen his session before. He does like 10 learnings or 10 key takeaways that he uses to advise entrepreneurs, and it's really a fantastic session. So if you ever have the opportunity to hear him speak and for him to present his 10 do's and don'ts, definitely do that.
Yes.
But if you have to choose between Pauline and Mike, please choose Pauline.
Of course, that's exactly what I did. I went to Pauline's speech and it was really great. One of the best I've ever seen. So, yes. Mark Koeken or Pauline, it's a tough choice. Not only did we pitch at the startup stage, but we also had a moment on the radio. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, very cool initiative it's called Andermans Zaken, which is, they did kind of a festival that week during Supernova by VRT, and it's hosted by Kobe Ilse and Kamal Karmach. Really encouraging people to get started with entrepreneurship, to submit their ideas. They had a competition where aspiring entrepreneurs would present their ideas and their projects and what they're working on. And I was invited to attend the show on Radio 1, where two super enthusiastic aspiring founders presented their experiences, their ideas, and I got to share some of my learnings with them, give them some advice, and yeah, because of course we've been doing this for a bit, and you've been through a lot as an entrepreneur. And it's really great to be able to help other founders, to tell them, you know, what mistakes you've made, how they can prevent themselves from making those, some learnings and insights. So yeah, it was really great to connect. It was fun to do.
It's also nice to hear that also people outside of the logistics picked it up. Even my stepfather and some friends of mine heard it on Radio 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, they instantly thought, oh, isn't that the place where Tess works?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ah, cool.
That's really great to hear. Well, Pauline, you also attended one of the biggest events in Belgium this year.
I did get an overdose of Supernova. That's true. Because I also was invited to go and hear Oprah. It's not just hearing her speak. It's like an immersive experience. I think everybody is an Oprah fan. But after this, I am a 100,000% big on Oprah. Yeah, the way she could just instantly connect with the crowd and set the vibe with Yuri Niels, who did a great job interviewing her, but he immediately in the beginning, he told her, like, I'm kind of nervous. And she totally was able to take that energy and, yeah, just create this really special vibe. It felt actually a little bit like being at a podcast with thousands of people, but still, yeah, she creates this atmosphere in the room and some incredible insights and advice, which is curious because Oprah's life is very much different to that of anyone in the room, right? She's, by definition, in theory, the most unrelatable person ever. Mm-hmm. And yet still, when she shares her experiences, you just immediately feel like you connect with her and like you can relate to what she's saying and really her insights and advice in your own life. So that's definitely a gift. It was a very special experience.
If there's one insight or one piece of advice you could give, or you still remember and you will keep for you forever, what would it be?
There were plenty. Like, I took quite a lot of notes. I think one that really stuck with me was that she said whenever she interviewed the biggest celebrities or even Nelson Mandela, like the most amazing, famous people you can imagine, who even when she interviewed those people, as well as maybe like normal people with a special story who are not famous at all, everybody during the interview, when they would switch to the commercial break, everybody would ask her, how am I doing? Am I doing all right? And that really stuck with me because she said, basically, that's what everyone wants to know. Everyone just wants to know, am I okay? That's also something that Mad Men, if you're into sales or marketing TV show that I really recommend. I love it. I've seen it 3 times. That was also a theme in Mad Men at some point. Like, everybody just wants to know, am I doing okay? Mm-hmm. I'm all right. It's a recurring theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think for everyone, if we look back to what we did at school or even university or presenting, it's always you want to know if it was good or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's looking back. Maybe looking ahead, what's next for Dogflow after such a big event? Where are we going?
Yeah, we're riding the momentum right now. We're focusing on expanding our automation features, connecting with more carriers and ensuring that supply chain teams have a fully digital logistics setup. And we're going to Munich in a couple of months, transport and logistics. So if you're attending there, please come by and say hello. I think that's a very big event with a lot of people from our business, Belgian companies, but also worldwide logistic players. So
yeah,
I think
really looking forward to that. And we're definitely going to have some great discussions there about AI, which we're also having very big plans with. So it will be very lively in Munich for sure.
Perfect. Good to hear. Any final thoughts about Supernova? Or anything we said?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody who came to our booth, grabbed a coffee with us, shared insights with us. I think that's Supernova. That's what it's all about. So yeah, shout out to that.
Yeah, perfect. That's great to hear. Let's attend next year as well. So maybe let's go over to the next topic of today. We have seen a very big deal in the logistics industry with CMA CGM's partnership with Mistral AI. It's a 100 million euro partnership, I think. Can you give our listeners a brief overview of the 100 million deal between Mistral and CMA CGM?
Certainly. Mistral, a leading French generative AI company, has signed a multi-year contract worth of 100 millions with the French shipping agency, giant CMA CGM. Over a period of 5 years, Mistral will work closely with CMA to develop innovative AI use cases tailored to both its shipping logistics operations and its media entity. The agreement includes developing dedicated teams at CMA CGM's headquarters in Marseille, reinforcing how strategic AI applications can reshape traditional industries.
And what are some of the specific AI applications that Mistral will be developing for CMA CGM?
The partnership focuses on several key areas. First, shipping and logistics. One team is tasked with creating AI solutions that will automate parts of the customer service, functions such as handling claims alongside exploring optimization in route management and cargo tracking. Then we have the media and content. A separate team based in Marseille will work with journalists at CMA Media to develop applications for fact-checking and streamlining content. Then a third one, AI agents. CMA CGM is particularly interested in Mistral's AI agents, autonomous tools designed to execute a series of tasks independently, which could help improve operational efficiency. These applications are poised to not only streamline operations, but also demonstrate the practical integration of AI into established industries.
Yes, definitely. It's a good thing that AI is really becoming a thing in logistics industry. Maybe Pauline, how might AI, as integrated by Mistral, transform the maritime and logistics sectors?
So AI is really big in maritime and logistics. So it's big in every industry, but especially in an industry such as maritime and logistics, where everything is very fragmented. You've got lots of data everywhere, and a lot of people are functioning kind of in a third-party intermediary role. So AI can really make a big difference there. One very notable thing that we've also worked on with Dockflow in the past is route optimization. So a lot of studies have shown that AI-enabled route planning can save more than $100,000 in fuel costs just for vessels operated by CMA CGM for each vessel each year. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, in terms of route planning, there's a lot that can be improved there. And of course, beyond the cost savings, AI can also enhance cargo management, maintenance monitoring, and overall of operational efficiency that will ultimately lead to more sustainable practices and a competitive edge, of course, in the marketplace, which is slowly but surely in logistics becoming increasingly more digital.
Yeah, we see every company is trying to digitalize. But what does this deal in particularly signify for the European tech ecosystem, especially with the respect to competing against US giants in AI?
Yeah, it's a big, very big landmark moment for the European AI tech scene. It only really took off in 2023. And right now, yeah, it's competing against big US companies such as OpenAI. So this is a very high profile deal, which definitely raises the level and the profile of the European AI ecosystem, because CMA CGM are still one of the world's largest shipping companies. So it shows not just the maturity of European AI startups, but it's also an important step into more homegrown investments. Mistral CEO Arthur Mensch, he has highlighted that this partnership serves as a model for how AI can be deeply integrated into organizational structures, and it enhances Europe's competitive edge also on the global stage. So that is great. There have also been some more critical voices about this deal. For example, CMA CGM was already an investor in Mistral. So some argue that, yeah, they're just propping up their own investment. It's money that flows back to them anyway. So it's more from that angle rather than a genuine innovation path, which I think is a valid comment. But it's not like this doesn't happen in the US, right? So it's not exclusive to this deal. There's also some skepticism that Mistral is lagging behind some of the US AI giants or even Chinese AI companies, and might not really be able to deliver on the promises that it's made to CMA CGM or on the vision that CMA CGM has. And finally, there's also the complexity issue, integrating AI across shipping, logistics, media, and also CMA CGM, they do a lot of acquisitions as well. So that can really be messy. We know very well that the data cleanliness and data fragmentation is a big issue in shipping and logistics, and this will not be magically solved by AI. So you still need good data, clean data, and structured data to make AI useful. So if it's not managed well, it might become what is called innovation theater rather than real transformations. That is, some critical highlights there for this, landmark deal.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's good to have a very critical view on these topics as well. Maybe also we can connect this to the insights from the leadership. What has Mistral's leadership said about this collaboration, and what do they hope to achieve with this?
Yeah, Mistral's CEO, Arthur Minch, has emphasized that the partnership is intended to demonstrate how AI can be structurally embedded within organizations. The goal is to leverage AI to enhance operational efficiency and foster innovation across diverse sectors, thereby boosting Europe's technological competitiveness. This collaboration not only highlights the potential for significant operational improvements in shipping and media, but also serves as a beacon for other European enterprises to follow suit in integrating advanced AI solutions.
Definitely, because other shipping lines and even other logistics companies, they will feel the pressure. They're definitely discussing this in their board right now.
Yeah, definitely. And if we look at the future, maybe what kind of future developments can we expect from this long-term collaboration? As you said, they are discussing this over all the boards. Over what time period can we see some new news of this type of developments?
I think the way they're approaching it, with also a large investment in people being trained and really having people, they're not just buying the technology, they're also having a significant number of people from Mistral that they're placing inside CMA CGM. So with that in mind, I can expect there to be a lot more additional use cases rather than just maybe the obvious ones that they've already mentioned, such as the route optimization, for example. I think as the initial project successfully developed, there will be a lot of new applications. Obviously, customer service, cargo management, and in the media group, of course, which is less of our focus, but I mean, we haven't really talked about this elaborately, but in media, this will be just as big or even bigger than in shipping.
Yeah.
And the integrations probably will also be, besides the additional use cases, I expect there to be a lot more broad integrations, because the insights and technologies that they develop through this collaboration can really then pave the way for very similar partnerships in other sectors. So this will be good news for European industry overall.
Yes, this is definitely good news for European industry for now, but we have had some other news this week as well that was a little bit less of good news. The tariffs of Trump, they are on hold for the moment. That is definitely some great news for the European industry. But this week we've also seen some very controversial news as well from the American side, the US tariff escalations. Do you have any insights on that in terms of logistics and everything?
I think in terms of logistics, there have been a lot of insights already shared on LinkedIn. I think I cannot scroll for more than 5 seconds without running into everybody apparently being an expert on the implications of the tariffs and on the implications of tariffs on global trade. So I think nobody has a crystal ball, and I mean, there's really nothing I can add that hasn't already been said by a lot of different people. So I'm just going to leave it at that for my part.
Yeah. We've also seen the stock market. You are very invested in the stock market as well. What has gone through your mind this week with the news that has been going on?
I was a lot calmer than when it happened in 2022. And I really kept Ray Dalio in my mind. This is all just repeating itself. This is all predictable, and don't panic, don't sell. So I didn't, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you didn't, but a lot of other people did. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your insights, Tess and Pauline. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for our listeners to listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.